Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, kembali bersama saya di channel Agus Academy. Apa kabar teman-teman semua? Oke teman-teman semua, hari ini saya berkesempatan untuk ngobrol-ngobrol dengan salah seorang teman saya. Namanya Dilan, dia dari Cina. Masalahnya bahasa ibu dia adalah Mandarin, bahasa ibu saya adalah bahasa Indonesia. Jadi gimana dong? Susah kan? Nah, satu-satunya cara saya bisa ngobrol dengan dia adalah menggunakan bahasa Inggris. Nah teman-teman semua, sekarang kita tahu bahwa ternyata bahasa Inggris ini bukan milik orang Inggris saja, atau bukan milik orang Amerika aja. Nah, bahasa Inggris itu milik semua orang yang ingin bisa berkomunikasi dengan semua orang di seluruh dunia dan lintas negara, lintas budaya. Oke, simak langsung ya.
Yes.
Thank you for your time today. So I'm gonna ask you some questions,
Okay.
if you don't mind. So how are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. So you are one of international students here. So what do you study here?
I'm studying automotive engineering.
Okay, automotive engineering.
Yes.
Why do you choose that subject?
Because I like the vehicle,
Okay.
Because I'm interested on the mechanical, but the automotive is most the favorite things. I think the most of people will liking the car, no matter the
Okay.
driving or the fixing or something. I like to create a car. That's why I learn automotive engineering.
So you study from very beginning, from scratch, and you design the car as well.
Oh yes.
And then you make some calculation.
Yes, sure. For
Okay.
some part.
Oh, that's very much interesting. Do you have a problem when you do your study?
The most problem is just from the basic. Start from the basic. Everyone knows that the start is the most hard part, because previous I knew nothing. After that, I start to learning the basic around the vehicle, and like the vehicle's the structure, the components, and how does it work. And more and more it's okay. Now it's okay, but previously when I start to learning the vehicle, the structure, it's hard to memory that, and I don't know how does it work. Even
Okay.
I remember the part, but I don't know how does it work. Why this one I need to put here? Yeah, but now it's okay.
Okay, very much interesting. Okay, so why do you choose study abroad instead of study in China? Because there are many university too in China.
At China, of course, China have a lot of university, and why I like to study abroad is, and also I decide to study abroad is, I like to learning the different culture, to
Okay.
meet the different friends, to make a friend with others,
Yes.
as other countries people. Like the culture is the things we can to exactly to see what is culture.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
just for our life, you're doing something. The food can be see the culture. I like to learning different culture, but if I still stay in China, it's no much chance to learning. That's why I study abroad.
Okay, so before you came here, what type of culture that you think will be different from your home countries?
I think it's a lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Yeah, it depends
Okay.
on environment. Actually, my hometown have 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and the winter.
Yes,
But
yes.
at the Malaysia,
4 seasons, right?
Yeah,
in
only
China,
one
yes.
season.
In Asia and here in Malaysia and Indonesia, we only have 2 seasons.
2 seasons
2
or 1
seasons,
season?
yeah, rain and hot season. I mean, yeah.
Actually, for us, we just think that Malaysia is all summer.
Yeah,
Every day is summer.
Every day
Yeah,
is summer,
no matter
yeah.
rain season or not.
Yes,
It's every day is summer. The temperature is very high. As China, my hometown, at the winter it's around -15, negative.
Negative.
Yes,
Minus.
negative, minus.
You mean minus?
Yeah, and the summer is around 240, more higher than here.
Okay.
It's very hot. At
So
winter
it's
it's very cold.
extremely different. When winter you got -5 or minus.
So the lowest, as I know, is -15.
15,
1.5.
minus.
Yes, minus.
-15. Wow, that's
It's very
much
cool,
freezing.
yes.
Yeah, even see we see the storage. Ice storage is like -2 or -4,
It's
but you
cold
got
than a refrigerator.
-15. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I'm living with my hometown is 4 seasons for every year. So the place that I'm living, that the environment is kind of that. So they have our own culture.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if I just straight go to a country with only one city, just I can imagine the
Yeah.
country with one city, but I cannot imagine that how did the people's life just
so that's
every day
very
somewhere.
interesting for you.
Yeah, I'm interested on that. So
Okay.
I study abroad to see another
Great,
culture
great.
and to meet more friends.
Great, amazing. Okay, Dylan, you did your bachelor degree already, and before you graduate, did you do some kind of final year project?
Yeah, we got a final year project before we graduate.
Yes. And then what type of project did you do?
First, we start to select the title, and then we're doing the project with final year project 1 and final year project 2. Actually, the 2 is one project.
Okay.
But the final project 1 just let the student to do the literature review, to know the background knowledge for the research
Yes.
for all the project. And FYP 2 is you already learning the background knowledge and you start to doing the research, start do the experimental or something else. It depends on the title. For my title is about the four-wheel steer, four-wheel drive for higher speed condition.
Okay.
Like a normal vehicle, if you're driving with higher speed and you want to turn,
Yes.
usually the vehicle will spinning or drifting.
Okay.
So it is very dangerous. It's easy to have the dangerous things, the accident happen.
Okay.
So that phenomenon we call it oversteer because the vehicle are spinning. We call it oversteer.
Oversteer, yes.
Yeah, oversteer. To solve this problem, I decide to choose using the four-wheel steer type, which is the parallel steer. The rear wheel, the front wheel and the rear wheel. The rear wheel also steering with the front wheel at the same angle, which is reduce the yaw and can reduce the oversteer. Like even you are driving at a higher speed condition, you want to turn, the vehicle will not spinning. Like
I see.
reduce the dangerous things, the rate.
Yes, and the
and
problem
improve
solved.
the safety. Yeah, the problem already solved. Yeah.
Okay. Seems that you really enjoy your final year project.
Yeah, of course. I'm interested on the vehicle.
Yeah, that's because of that was your passion, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. But anyway, what was the most difficult part in your final project?
For others, I'm not sure, but for me, it's for literature review part, which is FYP 1.
Okay.
FYP 1, we need to do the presentation after we finish the FYP 1 and also the semester. But during that time, like a literature review, you need to read many papers or articles or something else.
Exactly.
The book.
Yes.
But for the basic knowledge, you don't know what you need to read it, what you need to understand. Actually, it's for all. But for FYP is we need all the knowledge that we're learning. For some course, maybe the course is a project. The background knowledge is the course knowledge. But for FYP is for the whole years that I'm learning, the 4 years study that I'm learning the knowledge.
Yes.
So I just confused what I need to read, and also start to write the thesis. I don't know how to write it.
Okay.
Like do the literature review. Previous I doing some project, but just with the report. The report is easier. The introduction with the background knowledge, just the problem. But for thesis, you need to read a lot of things and start to read a paper, article, the journal or something. You need to know how to read it, how to find the place.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is most hard thing for me.
Okay, so how many papers did you read, or how many journals?
For FYP it's 60 to 70 around.
60 to 70 around that amount. Okay. And then you have to read all the detail from those papers, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Usually I mark it as with a table, like the title, the author, the year, and the methodology. Because the important thing is methodology. I need to know the methodology used on that, what kind of problems to solve.
Yes.
There is Yeah, you need to read in detail.
Yes.
And then you will find the methodology.
Yes.
There's
guys,
algorithm.
Tuh, Dilan saja banyak baca paper tuh ya. Jadi bikin tabel dihitung satu demi satu tuh ya. That's very good point ya. Kamu juga segitu, ha?
Indonesia.
Okay, yes, I speak Indonesia because the audience also have many Indonesians.